I chose to make calisthenics my main form of resistance training because I really enjoy calisthenics. I think it's a lot of fun. I'm more interested in it than traditional weightlifting and other means of resistance training. And I'm just more passionate about it. I'm more interested in learning about it. I'm more interested in practicing it. And I think that it's a very underrated and underappreciated and underground form of resistance training. And I think a lot of people could benefit from it and incorporate it into their daily practice, into their fitness and their holistic health lifestyle. I think calisthenics is more fun because you get to see your body actually progress into doing moves you couldn't do before. Like, I remember when I couldn't do a muscle up. I remember when I couldn't do a handstand push-up, when I couldn't do a tuck planche push-up, when I couldn't do an L-sit to handstand, when I couldn't do a full back lever. And I can do all these moves now, and I'm very happy to have made the progress with it. And with weightlifting, you don't really end up learning new moves, you just end up putting more weight on the bar. But with calisthenics, you actually have to learn the new forms, the new techniques, the body positions, the body postures in order to progress to these new moves. So there's a bigger emphasis on the technique and the skill side of it, like holding a hollow body position, posterior pelvic tilt, opening your shoulders up fully into the handstand, things like that. So there's a bigger appreciation, in my opinion, among calisthenics athletes. There's a bigger appreciation for mobility work and flexibility work, specifically shoulder work, working on hip adduction and hip abduction when learning straddle planche and straddle front lever and straddle back lever. So there's a big emphasis on it that you don't always see in the weightlifting community. I think calisthenics is more rewarding, partly because you need minimal equipment. So all you need is rings or a pull-up bar. And even if you don't have any rings or a pull-up bar, there's still a ton of moves you can just bust out, like the handstand push-up, the 90-degree handstand push-up, the full planche push-up, the pistol squat, the tiger bend handstand push-up, all these different push-up and pistol squat variations that you can do that are super impressive. They require a tremendous amount of strength and they require zero equipment. And it's a true display of strength because it's not just pumping a bunch of iron and being fat. It's actually pound for pound increasing your relative strength. So you can actually show that you're actually strong for your body weight, for your weight class. The way my calisthenics philosophies and my calisthenics training philosophies have progressed over time is I've now been focusing on doing full body training rather than doing splits. There was a time when I was doing like chest one day, back another day, abs another day, shoulders, core, full body, and I was training like 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week. And I switched over to training full body. So now I mainly just train compound movements. I do low reps, 3 to 5 reps, maybe 3 to 8 reps typically. And I'll do the one arm chin up progression, the one arm pull up progression, and I'll also do the planche push up progression. These are my 2 main upper body exercises. And I'll also do a front lever row progression occasionally and a handstand push up progression. But typically, if I only have strength for a little bit of exercise, I'll focus the one arm pull up and the full planche push up, because I believe those 2 exercises have the greatest carryover of strength gains. I'm trying to use accommodating resistance and progressive resistance to make each move harder. So I'll make videos discussing that in the future. I'll make videos discussing my philosophies in the future. But basically, I try and use the minimal assistance on the one arm pull up on the way up, and I try and use the minimal assistance on the way down. And I try and make each angle and each progression of the how do I put this? I try and make the full planche progressively harder. So when your arms are locked out, that's when it's hardest. And as you bend your arms, it becomes easier. So I try and basically stick my legs out further from the tuck as I'm going down. And then on the way back up, I'll curl back up into a tuck. So I'll be doing tuck planche down into a full planche 90-degree hold. So basically it's making when my body is at a greater mechanical advantage, I make the load harder. So I'm making it, so I need less reps, less training, and I'm basically upping the intensity. So that way I can compensate and use less frequency and less volume. So I've been training full body here and there, 2 days a week now, 3 days a week sometimes, maybe 4. But I just go basically based on how I feel. Like I took a week off without even thinking about it, just to rest and not stress about it. With training calisthenics, you also get a carryover weight to weightlifting. But training weightlifting, you won't necessarily get the carryover to calisthenics. Like for instance, I can do handstand push-ups now. I'm working on my tuck planche and my straddle planche push-up. So my bench press has gone up tremendously without training it. My overhead press has gone up tremendously. My squat and deadlift has gone up by training them, as well as training the pistol squat. But as far as my upper body lifts go, I almost purely focus on calisthenics. I think it's got a greater degree of carryover. For instance, training the weighted push-up, the weighted dip, the weighted handstand push-up. Super intense, super sick strength moves that are going to build a ton of muscle. If you do them properly, you can just alter your sets, your reps, your rest time, and your nutrition accordingly if you want to focus on hypertrophy. But they're perfect if you're looking for strength gains. And if you train strength, the hypertrophy and the muscles will come on naturally anyway with time. So that's also partly why I switched to calisthenics. A lot of people think you need to lift weights to get strong. You really don't. If you're trying to be like a football player or like a bodybuilder, lifting weights is the way to go. But if you just want to be an above average strength individual, put on slightly more muscle for your frame, slightly more strength, then calisthenics is the way to go. And it's a freedom of movement. You'll basically be able to control your body weight better. You'll be able to move better, feel healthier, and you'll be able to do very cool, impressive body weight moves that will also carry over into your weightlift program, your weight training, into the gym life. So that's also why I chose calisthenics. It's a ton of fun. If you have any other questions about my calisthenics training philosophies, how I've been able to progress, how I've been able to structure my training, how I've been able to stay motivated to structure my workouts, to keep at it, to keep making progress despite it being challenging, it being tough, be sure to leave a comment. You can leave a comment, you can direct message me. I'll be sure to get back to you. I highly recommend anyone try calisthenics if you haven't tried it yet. You'll be very humbled by trying the L-sit, the pull-up, the dip, the push-up, and the handstand push-up. These moves are very challenging to perfect, and they are a ton of fun. So be sure to give them a try. You'll be amazed if you just stick to strict form, stick to the principles of progressive overload, and be patient with it. You'll be amazed with how you're able to progress and get stronger with it. So be sure to stay tuned for more videos coming out. Like I said, comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand new system.